In March 2013, the Auditor General released his report on British Columbia's air ambulance services. To read the full report, please visit our website at www.bcauditor.com. The following presentation provides a summary of the report. As the nonpartisan, independent auditor of the Legislative Assembly, the Auditor General audits the government reporting entity. This consists of ministries, crown corporations, and other government organizations, such as universities, colleges, school districts, health authorities, and similar organizations that are controlled by or accountable to the provincial government. The Office of the Auditor General serves the people of British Columbia and their elected representatives by conducting independent audits and advising on how well government is managing its responsibilities and resources. Under the Auditor General Act, the Auditor General conducts and reports on both financial audits and performance or value for money audits. The Act also allows the Auditor General to follow up on any recommendations made in reports. Air ambulance services are part of a larger continuum of patient care that contribute to patient health outcomes. They provide emergency life-saving treatment and transport patients across vast distances to the necessary level of care. This makes them a critical component of the provincial healthcare system that have a direct impact on people's lives. In British Columbia, the BC Ambulance Service provides air ambulance services as part of an integrated ground and air emergency response and patient transfer service across the province. It is one of the largest emergency medical services in North America. Air ambulance services include transferring patients between hospitals or other healthcare facilities, as well as responding to pre-hospital emergencies, such as motor vehicle accidents. About 90% of the nearly 8,000 annual air transports are between healthcare facilities. Air ambulance services are typically provided by dedicated air carrier companies who operate under long-term contracts. Less than 10% of air transports are provided by ad hoc air carrier companies who provide services on an as-needed basis. We carried out this audit to determine whether air ambulance services delivered by the BC Ambulance Service provide timely, safe, and quality patient care. We did this by assessing whether the BC Ambulance Service has defined and is meeting relevant service standards for quality of care, timeliness, and patient safety, and is providing paramedics and aircraft based on an assessment of patient needs. While air ambulance is part of an integrated healthcare system that includes ground ambulance and health authorities, our audit focused exclusively on air ambulance services. Air ambulance services influence patient outcomes through the quality of care, timeliness, and safety of their services. Therefore, we expected to find BC Ambulance actively managing its performance in those areas. Specifically, we expected to see performance information being provided to management and staff so they can identify issues, improve performance, and report results to stakeholders. We concluded that the BC Ambulance Service is unable to demonstrate whether it is providing timely, quality, and safe patient care through its air ambulance services. Although the BC Ambulance Service has introduced initiatives and procedures to improve different aspects of its service, it has not defined its objectives and tracked relevant service standards to measure and manage the timeliness, safety, and quality of patient care provided through its air ambulance service. We also concluded that, while the BC Ambulance Service provides paramedics and aircraft based on its understanding of patient needs, it has not fully assessed how well it matches its paramedics and aircraft to meet the needs of patients. We found that the BC Ambulance Service does have processes in place to support the provision of quality, timely, and safe patient care. For example, it has medical advisors specializing in emergency medical transport available by telephone to advise its critical care paramedics as needed. It has recently adopted the PHSA's Patient Safety Learning System to manage complaints, and it has implemented initiatives such as its Auto Launch program to get high-risk patients to care quickly. However, while processes are in place, and reported issues may be reviewed, the performance of its air ambulance services, with respect to quality of care, timeliness, and safety, is not tracked. Clinical activities are not tracked and monitored to detect medical practices that may be inconsistent with its treatment guidelines and improve the quality of care provided. The BC Ambulance Service's efforts to track the timeliness of its air responses are early in development and require improvement. Measures are not fully developed, understood by staff, or endorsed by executive, and the data has limited reliability. Finally, while we found that safety is a priority for the BC Ambulance Service and interviewed staff were proud of the safety of their service, we found it has not established objectives for the safe transport of patients, analyzed and evaluated safety issues and incidents over time, or conducted audits of the safety systems and operations of contracted aircraft carriers. The BC Ambulance Service is responding with paramedics and aircraft based on its understanding of patient needs. When procuring aircraft, we found that BC Ambulance Service understood its aircraft needs, translated those needs into evaluation criteria, and selected successful proponents based on those criteria. The procurement processes reviewed were consistent with government policy. However, we found that the BC Ambulance Service has not fully assessed whether it has paramedics and aircraft in the right locations to meet patient needs. We also found that the BC Ambulance Service does not adequately review whether aircraft and paramedics are being dispatched effectively. We recommend that the BC Ambulance Service take steps to ensure it is providing patients with the best air ambulance services possible with the resources it has available. Specifically, that the BC Ambulance Service actively manage the performance of its air ambulance services to achieve desired service standards for the quality, timeliness, and safety of patient care, periodically review whether the distribution of staff and aircraft across the province is optimal for responding to demand for air ambulance services, regularly identify and review a sample of air ambulance dispatch decisions to ensure resources are allocated with due consideration for patient needs and available resources. The Office of the Auditor General notes that BC Ambulance Service has accepted these recommendations. That concludes our summary of this report. To read this report and our other publications, or for more information about our office, please visit our website at www.bcauditor.com. The Office of the Auditor General encourages your feedback on this report, as well as your suggestions for further audits. We look forward to hearing from you.